Hello everyone, I'm your Tharun sir. I'm happily welcoming everyone to my class. Today we are going to talk or listen related to degrees of comparison, students. All right, it is a very interesting topic, and moreover, for your 10th standard, degrees of comparison. One amongst all the grammatical concepts. First of all, before going into the concept, what is degrees of comparison? Degrees of comparison is a grammatical concept which involves adjectives. Which involves what? Adjectives. And you know what? These degrees of comparison among or between persons, places, or maybe things, which compares the qualities, quantities, or maybe mannerisms. All right, students, you understood? These comparisons takes place among or between persons or places or things, and also, and on what basis this comparison is being done? Qualities, quantities, and also mannerisms, right? So students, I welcome everyone once again. Most of the students kept messaging me related to this topic, and here we go. So please do focus, okay? Students, this is really important part of your English grammar, all right? So let's see. Classification, like degrees of comparison. Classification is basically involves three kinds. Classification is basically involves three kinds. What actually based on the degree of comparison, based on their degree of comparison. So the first one we have here is positive degree. First one is positive degree. Students, what is the definition of positive degree? When do we say this particular sentence is in positive degree? When the subject tells about a quality of a person, place, or thing. In the first case, what I wanted to say, a sentence in which the subject speaks about a particular quality of a person, or maybe a place, or maybe a thing. This is one case. And you know what is the second case? When this comparison is given equal priority between two persons, two places, or two things. Let me tell you examples here. Ram just simple sentence, students. Ram is a good boy. In the first case, what I told, the quality. It tells about the quality. Positive degree tells about the quality. That's what I said. All right. And the second case, Ramu is as good as Ravi. Ram is as good as Ravi. Like in this second sentence, what I did, students, I have given equal priority. The quality which I was talking about, this subject Ram has equal status which is given to Ravi. He is neither less nor he is more. He is equally important. Two subjects when compared, given equal status, like equalizing. Okay, when two subjects, like they may be persons, maybe places, maybe things, when they do equalized on the same status, then that sentence is said to be positive degree. So these are the best examples for positive degree. And you know what? I wanted to tell you very clearly, in these positive degree sentences, we always got to use adjective one. Adjective one. Never forget this. Adjective one is used. All right. So this is what the first classification, positive degree. Second, second one is comparative degree, students. In comparative degree, if we talk about comparative degree, definitely two subjects like persons or places or things compulsory. There is no one quality as if we have checked in the positive degree. Definitely it has to be compared with other person or place or thing between them. So what does this degree says? This degree tells us that it is more or less, greater or not greater, but not equal, students. It's not at all equal. Either it tells about something more or it tells something less. This is what all about comparative degree. Comparative degree, like New York, example, students, New York is bigger than London. New York is bigger than London. What am I saying? Here I am comparing New York City with London City. Like what am I saying here? New York is bigger than London. I have not given any equal status here. That you have to find it. In the first place, what I have said, for this, it must be more or less. The quality, quantity, or mannerism. What I told. Okay. Next, greater or not greater. This is what it tells about, students. This is what comparative degree. This is what comparative degree. So please note down or take a screenshot of this comparative degree. Next, here I will write superlative degree. What is there? Superlative degree. Students, you know what? Superlative degree talks about the highest ranking. This is the highest ranking, that's all. It may be for the superficiality or inferiority, superiority or inferiority. Both in cases, either first or last. That's it. I'll write an example here. I'll write an example, students. What I've written, Kevin is the bravest man in the world. He is the bravest man in the world. Like what am I saying, you know? There is no one is braver than this fellow. Out of everyone, to compare to everyone on this earth, every human being on the earth, we declare that Kevin, one X person, let us say, Kevin is the bravest man in the world. Here we have given superiority. Okay. Is it clear? He is compared to all, not one. As in the case of comparison. Here comparison took place only between two, right? For this comparative degree. But here when it comes to superlative degree, he or she, it or any object, maybe thing or maybe a place. Compared to all. Compared to all. You have to understand this. Most of the cases we say, like, you know, Bill Gates is the richest man in the world. Like no other human being on the earth is as rich as this person. Who? Bill Gates. He is compared to every man, like every man, every human being. Is it clear? Thank you. Students, these are all the definitions we went through. So far, we just went through these definitions. Now, exactly, we have to know the functioning, how to convert comparative degree to superlative degree or positive degree, and in what scenarios and what cases. So that we are going to learn now. Students, need some time? Okay, fine. I'm going to take a screenshot, that's it. All right. So let's say students, let's say here, as actual functioning of degrees of comparison we are going to learn. Before, I would like to suggest something for you in relation to this one. What is that, you know? There are definitely models. In particular models, sometimes not 3 degrees of comparisons are effective. Okay, so let's see in what model, how these degrees of comparisons works. First of all, we shall see those. Model number 1, students. Model number 1. Model number 1, in this comparison is between only two things or persons or places. Is it clear, students? Model 1 tells that comparison takes place only between 2 persons or 2 places or 2 things. So in this scenario, does superlative degree work? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because as I told you students, superlative degree is meant to compare with all, either superiority or inferiority. Not a particular thing. It is compared, it is given highest rank. So in this, we have only comparative degree and positive degree. That's all. So let's say, like comparative degree. I'm writing some examples. Students, please note these examples and how we shall convert this. Okay, like Lata is taller than Usha. Very simple. We know that this statement which I have written saying that Lata is taller than Usha. Obviously, when someone sees, looks at this sentence, say that, sir, this is in comparative degree. Yes, sir. That's why I have written here CD. CD means comparative degree. Now, the question here for your annual examination, paper 2, they ask us to do comparative degree, like positive degree. Positive degree. So how we have to convert this comparative form into positive degree? As I told you just before, it is very impossible to convert this 2 into superlative because here the comparison occurs only between two objects or two places or two things or two persons, right? So, but we can compare that into, we can convert this comparative degree into positive degree or positive degree into comparative degree. So let's see. So first this is the case. Now I will shift this Usha and Lata here. What I have done? I have taken this replacement. The two objects are interchanged their position. Two objects like two persons interchange their positions. Like Usha I have written here and Lata there. Next, you know this is taller. Taller is adjective 2. Adjective 2. But in our positive case, what form of the adjective we have to use? We have to use positive one, like adjective 1. What is the adjective 1 form here? Tall, which is adjective 1. Okay. So Usha interchanged to Lata, Lata interchanged to, so this one. Now I have to write the same form of the text, like it is already in is. So I have written is. Now what I have to do? Now I have to check whether this is in negative form or positive form. Like it is already in positive form. Lata is taller than Usha. So now I have to take this as a negative form. So I have taken what? Not. Okay. So now I will use adverbs like so and as. Yes, so I have taken as I have taken. So read this. Usha is not so tall as Lata. Usha is not so tall as Lata. This is how we have to convert a comparative degree statement into positive statement, positive degree. Like first what I have did, what I have done students, first of all I shifted interchanged the two of the persons here, places, like Lata's place and Usha's place, interchange. And for this positive degree, I have to use adjective 1, tall, taller, tallest. Taller is V2, like adjective 2. And here adjective 1 I have used, tall. And the tense is will be is. Here positive is there. Therefore I have used negative not. And 2 I have added. What are those? One is so, the other one is as. So as. So here Usha is not so tall as Lata. It's clear. That is what it meant in the comparative degree as well. So please kindly check this sentence or note down. students. Okay, next. Let's say negative form, like lion is not faster than cheetah. Lion is not faster than cheetah. This what happens here in this sentence, you know, in the first case itself it is negative, yeah. Okay. So what we have to do, I have to interchange again cheetah and lion here. Very simplest form, like I like whatever the solutions that I give for your online classes students, those are simplest methods. Most of the students they don't even try when they don't feel like it is interesting. But students, English is quite interesting when we pay a little interest. It's very easy. It's really, and you'll enjoy. See, we always admire people speaking efficient and great English, right? We always look at them and one day we feel like, you know, I have to speak such a way. I have to communicate with such flow or fluently. When these things occur in our life, students, when we have it, when we give some time to them, when we listen grammar is what set up rules and regulations. When we speak with some certain definite rules in English, our job is done, right? So please pay attention. Cheetah and lion, it's very simple, right? Just interchanged the places of this. And next, faster, it is already adjective 2. I wanted it fast because I want adjective 1. For a positive degree, always we use adjective 1, right? I have used. And you know, is. And here, a problem. It is negative is there. So what I have to, I should not use a negative here. This must be positive. So now a word we have to use here, at least. What is this word? At least. Okay. So I'll give some place here. At least. Okay. And you know what? As. In that case, I use so as. In this case, what am I using? As. Like, you know, cheetah is at least as fast as lion. The meaning which delivered in the comparative form, like we definitely say, lion is not faster than cheetah. We know that. We also say in a positive tone, like not blaming our lion. Cheetah is at least as fast as lion. So this is how we have to do with the negative state, at least. All right. Please note down, students. Here, by this example, we have finished model 1. We have model 2, model 3. So please, students, please note down, or maybe you can take a screenshot of this. Students, here, model 2. Model 2 is all about one to all. One to all. Comparison between, not between, because here to all. One is compared to all. One is compared to all. So first let me write that in superlative form. Superlative degree. Sachin is the best cricketer in the world. Sachin is the best cricketer in the world. Like Sachin is compared to all the cricketers in the world. He is the best. No one else is best than Sachin, because you all know that no one in one day internationals so far and the test have done so many centuries. Now Virat Kohli, maybe he will cross in future years because he got already retired. But so far, Sachin is the best cricketer in the world. Everyone knows that. He is also called as God of cricket, right? So now, Sachin is the best cricketer in the world. This is the superlative degree. I want to compare it. I wanted to compare it. So this thing I have to compare. So listen. Best is adjective 3. Okay? Now I have in comparative degree we have to use adjective 2, which is better. Which is better, adjective 2. So I have to use with this better. I will write like this. I don't change any no interchange, because only one is compared to everyone, right? Sachin is better than Sachin is better than any other cricketer. What I have written, you know, students, Sachin is better than any other cricketer in the world. That's what I said. When compared to any other, like it reflects to each and every player, each and every cricketer in this world. Sachin is compared to. Therefore, I have to use what? Any other. This is the only trick that we have to use. Only word that we have to use. When 1 to all, in the model 1 to all, we have to use this. Any other cricketer in the world. Alright, students. Next. Positive degree. Oh my God. Already we have compared with all, and here also we are doing our best. Now positively how we can talk about this one. Look at this, students. No other cricketer is as good. Adjective 1, yes, obviously I have to use adjective 1. As good as Sachin in the world. Okay. No other cricketer is as good as, because adjective 1 I have to use for positive degree. So no other is the word that we have to use. Here any other, and in this scenario we have to use what? No other. Any other? No other. No other cricketer is as good as Sachin in the world. So here adjective 1, this is adjective 2, and this is adjective 3. Here we have done, right? Here we have done. This is model 2, students. Please check once again. So okay, now I wish you must have to take a screenshot, or maybe students you can write. Now this model number 2 is also finished. Now, model number 3. One to many. One to many. You know. So model number 3, what? One to many. Mass is one of the toughest subjects in the world. Not world, sorry. Like mass is one of the toughest subjects. Out of all the subjects, mass is one of the toughest subjects. I am sorry if at all there are huge fans of mass, but let's say for an example, you can write English also what is said in it. Okay, don't worry about that. But here, mass is one of the toughest subjects, right? If you say, like this is in superlative degree. This is in superlative degree. So how well we have to do with one to many? Like, you know, one is the, like this is toughest adjective. 3, okay. Now I have to compare this mass with so many, right? Many. Mass is tougher. Adjective 2, tougher than many other subjects. Many other. Why I have to use many other? Students, here mass is one of the toughest subjects. We shouldn't ruin the meaning of that. There are so many other subjects which are tough. Amongst those subjects, mass is one. Let's say botany, English, Tamil, Telugu, or maybe other subjects, like set of subjects are there, like 30 to 32 subjects really treated as tough. They are really tough subjects. In that, amongst all that, mass is one. That's what I did here, students. Mass is tougher than many other subjects. There are some easier subjects. When we talk about the toughest subjects, there are some easier subjects, right? Easier subjects. So that's what I have written. Many other subjects. Now, positive degree, it would be very different. Like we don't even, we can't even think about this. Very few subjects are as like tough. This must be adjective 1 as mass. So here what you have to use? Very few. Very few subjects are as tough as mass. So students, I hope you must have little confusion about this, but you have to look keenly, that's all. Just spend 2 more minutes for this particular model. Like one to many. Comparison, one to many, not one to all. One to all is done already. Model number 2, we don't compare with all, only many, only a few. Mass is one of the toughest subjects. Subjects like, there are definitely some toughest subjects are there, like geology, botany, like astronomy, English. Mass is also one toughest subject. That is what superlative degree. Next, what is comparative degree? I have to compare it. When I have to compare it, I have to either tell more or less. As this is a positive case, what we shall write? Mass is tougher than many other subjects. Many other subjects. Okay. Next, very few subjects are as tough as mass. Like there are some definite subjects. The same thing we repeated here. What is the meaning in the superlative degree? I conveyed the same meaning in the comparative degree, and same went on with this one also. So don't get confused. If you really have any possible doubts that to do, try one on your own, students. When you try, you will get more ideas, more doubts. So when you get doubts, you will try again. So when we go on doing in this way, you will get to understand. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful class, students. I hope this session went very well. All right. So this has got most of best and the best questions asked from previous question paper students from this topic, degrees of comparison. Most of the students, they are really had a very bad time with this, degrees of comparison. But now I guess there is a solution for this. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye. See you in the next class, students.